The entertainment apocalypse draws near. My Super Bowl preview. The GR Supra doesn't impress me, and Trump caves. No, that's not a guided tour. Hey, I have a lot to complain about, so let's do this.
The recently canceled podcast with Don Fry.
Hey, how goes it? I don't know if you heard, but there's this thing called the Oscars. It's a show the media wants you to watch. You gotta prop up those old money studios. They tell you what movies are good and you believe them, right? That's the name of the game. That's how this works. But nobody wants to host the Oscars, and yet this award show continues. And it just looks like a mess from word go this year. More and more people are beginning to turn. They're beginning to see the truth that this stuff can't be evaluated. You can like a movie. It doesn't mean your movie's competing on a field against another movie. It's entirely subjective, and nobody wants to play this game anymore. We want to enjoy movies and not be told, hey, this one's important because it has a cast of color. It's from a writer of color, and none of this stuff. The Oscars is looking to become a little bit different, as they position themselves as this thought leader, this pat ourselves on the back, look how great we are for propping these people up. And I feel like I've said this 1,000 times already. But this year, things are souring to a point that I gotta wonder if we can hit Oscars 100. This is Oscars 90-something-ish. No one cares. We don't have a host. We don't have the popular movie category that was brought up to try to bring in younger viewers. Instead, they have taken that category and essentially merged it with Best Picture. How do I know? You end up with something thoroughly mediocre, such as Black Panther getting a Best Picture nomination. You can have as many as 10 Best Picture nominations. Now, let me ask you this. If a movie wins Best Picture, and there's been 100 Best Picture winners, is it that good of a movie? It could be number 100. If it's the best movie of a bad year and these years keep getting worse, then where are we at? We're at a point now where a Netflix original is leading the way. Roma and, what was it? Something else has like 10 nominations. We're leading the way with Netflix streaming. But they're not going to show Roma in theaters, some chains that is, because they have certain issues with Netflix. Can you blame the chains? The Netflix model is about destroying the theater. When's the last time you've been to the theater? I went to see Mission Impossible Fallout because you can't get Tom Cruise to do a Mission Impossible movie that will go straight to Netflix. The spectacle is in the theater. If they know that there's huge money to be made, they will put a movie in the theater. When they don't have a property or a star that you can, gush over, well, you don't end up at the theaters anymore, do you? And as we see people getting paid less for working harder, they're just happy to work now. Like Sandra Bullock getting in that Bird Box over on Netflix, just glad to be of service and not have to play some superhero's mom. That's your movie stars now, guys. And we're coming to a time where I think we're starting to see the award shows dry up. I told you before, the Golden Globes don't matter. Doesn't mean the Oscars matter. Who is appointing this stuff? It's such a secretive thing, and they expect all of America to accept it. It's a bunch of nonsense. And then you have people going up on Twitter saying how, well, people are wondering how come my movie wasn't nominated. Well, the truth is, we didn't have a campaign. That's right. To get an Oscar nomination, the studio, which owns your movie, is supposed to put together a campaign, for your consideration. Get that little ad going in Variety. And if you ever see these ads, it's the cringiest shit. It'll be like a completely mediocre thing. For your consideration, this actress for Best Actress, it's not anything anyone should be asking for. The Congressional Medal of Honor is not something people campaign for. Hell, they don't even televise the nation's top honor being handed out. Oh, well, if Obama's giving out the Presidential Medal of Freedom, they'll put that on TV. Sure enough. Yeah, that somehow ends up on TV. Congressional Medal of Honor, screw that shit. This stuff is subjective and it doesn't mean anything. And we're seeing other areas of entertainment take a dive too, as I feel more people are compelled to create their own entertainment. Even just watching something on YouTube has become so cumbersome. People can't put out one video a week. like when I started. Oh, hey, I'll do a movie review once a week. All right, sounds sensible enough. New movies are typically released on Friday. Sounds like a good time to have a movie review out that Friday morning when people are like, it's Friday, what movie am I going to go see? It worked out at the time, but it's like people just demand more content. I'm putting out like 1 or 2 videos a day to less and less views. You have a multi-channel network, Machinima. Am I saying that right? Don't care. They got bought out by Full Sail, and then Warner Brothers, AT&T just shuffled around, and then eventually you end up with this situation where everything on their channel gets shut down. Just everything deleted or set to private. No warning. Nothing. And why does this happen? Rights issues. So the big company bought out your little baby, and it's not making the money they thought it would, so, well, I guess it's time to shut it down. Screw you, it's over. Now, that shouldn't shock you a whole lot, and if you've ever seen Shark Tank, that's probably the reason why there are sharks in the tank, because they don't care as much as the people who invented the invention. They care as far as they can get money out of it. Mark Cuban made his money by getting a bunch of morons to think that his internet site, something about listening to radio, or it never went anywhere. To get it to think that, hey, this is the next big thing, buy it for like $4 billion. Here, take it off my hands. I'm walking away. I'll go buy the Dallas Mavericks. Everybody's going to think I'm a genius. Oh, wait, that shit I came up with, yeah, bankrupt within a year. No big whoop. If your multi-channel network on YouTube can fold, what can any one person do on their own on a network? People are posting stuff on Twitch, getting a little upset that nobody watches, seeing the patterns that, oh, hey, it's a hot chick playing a video game, and people are handing her $100 to acknowledge me senpai. Do you really want to put up with that? Or rather, do you want to be contributing to driving traffic towards these people? Because when I post something on YouTube, it seems like that's the whole point of me being there, that YouTube sees the small user as this conduit to funnel views to suggested videos where Google can make more money. That's the way I feel. I'm getting to the point where I'm tired of playing this game, where I'm the pawn and so are my viewers.